Okay guys, so today's video isn't going to be a super fun or friendly one. So if you happen to be a fucking snowflake, then I suggest you click off. This video isn't going to be a report, so I am going to use foul, vulgar language because this sort of shit really pisses me off. This isn't like the last political video I did where I went and reported on the Israel-Palestine protest. This video is my opinion, and I'm going to talk about an actual situation that is a big fucking problem. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is the 60-minute interview with this woman Grace, and also a second interview that she did on Blair White's YouTube channel. This girl is a girl, then transitioned to be a boy, and then realized that that was actually wrong and detransitioned back. Now, before all of the fucking trans justice warriors hop in the fucking comment section, okay, and start dick riding each other over the fact that I'm allegedly being transphobic or that this is complete bullshit, shut the fuck up for a second and just listen, okay? This girl, because she was unhappy and depressed, went on to some online forums, okay, read some stories about these people chopping off their cocks or whatever, and it allegedly made their lives better, and then decided, oh shit, maybe I should do it. So she went and had her breasts removed, okay, cut out. And then later realized, fuck, this was the biggest mistake of my life. Okay, so before you hop on it and say I'm being transphobic, no. And yes, this happens pretty often, because guess what? Statistically speaking, if you leave most children who say they're transgender to live out their lives, okay, more than half of them end up detransitioning by the best stats. Some stats put it even higher than that. Some stats put it over 90%. Most of them decide that they are the sex that they were born with. Okay, they do not decide to transition. And by the way, even people who transition still have the exact same suicide rate as before they transition. So no, chopping off your cock does not help. Okay, now, to get into a little bit more detail, so this girl Grace went on 60 Minutes and sort of told a story, and she's gotten a ton of backlash from the type of morons I'm talking about, okay? Saying that she's discriminating against the trans community. I mean, shut the fuck up. But anyway, okay, we'll get back to this. What really pisses me off about this is that this is exactly what people like Jordan Peterson and the other not radical left people on the internet started talking about way back in 2016, 2017, when this issue first came up. If you guys remember, Jordan Peterson said, wait 30 years until the lawsuits start rolling in. Okay, we're not going to have to wait 30 years, guys. People are already starting to go, oh fuck, I made a mistake. Why? Because now we're no longer just saying, oh, okay, if you want to chop off your cock, that's fine. Now we're glorifying it. We're saying this is something great. This is something you should be proud of. It's something magical and wonderful that you do with your body. Okay, guys, there's a reason why gender dysphoria is listed in the DSM-5 as a psychological disorder. There's a reason, and the reason is because chopping off your penis is not a rational decision. Okay, it's not a clever decision. We know it doesn't decrease the suicide rate, which would indicate that, in fact, it has absolutely no effect on how you actually see and view yourself or how much you value yourself, right? No positive effect on your mental state to go have the procedure. In most cases. Okay, there are some people who've gone through transition surgery, Blair White being one of them, and are perfectly happy afterwards. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. What I'm saying is most of the time that's not what happens. Now we're sitting here with a situation where this girl cut out her breasts and now she's never going to get them back. Now you guys might go, oh well, she can get plastic tits. Okay, it's not the same fucking thing, guys. Okay, get your heads out of the gutter. Fucking straight cisgender white males. Okay, point is, guys, she cut out her breasts. That's not something she actually wanted to do. She realized that. What if this was a boy and he chopped his penis off? That would have been even worse, right? What if it was a boy who chopped his penis off and they later realized, oh shit, that guy would be screwed for the rest of his life. So why the hell are we glorifying feeding a mental disorder? And no, I'm not denying trans people their humanity by saying that thinking you're a girl when you're a boy, or thinking you're a boy when you're a girl is a mental disorder. By the way, I've always legally made the argument that if you're of age, you should be able to do whatever you want. If you want to chop off your cock, it's none of my business. But guess what? When we are starting to develop a society that promotes the idea of chopping your dick off, then it suddenly becomes my issue. Because now all of a sudden, we've gone beyond just having the decision for yourself. Now we've gone to trying to convince people that this is somehow magically a good idea. It's not a good idea. Most of the time, it's not a good idea. Especially not with a mentally unstable teenager. This girl was 18 when she did this, which means she didn't have to get consent from her parents. She had full say to go ahead and do the surgery. Now she regrets it. Why? Because most people desist. Not because there's something wrong with her, not because she hates transgender people, but because most people desist. Now, what are we going to do in future situations like this, right? What are we going to do? Because here's the thing. I might say that legally you have the choice, and I stand by that, but guess what? If I have to give my actual opinion on the cultural and social idea of doing it, it's stupid most of the time. Especially when you try to say that we're going to get little 4-year-old kids to chop off their cocks. How many of them? How many of them are going to have to regret it and then go, Mommy and Daddy, why the hell do I not have a penis? And then their mom and dad's going to explain, I know, darling, when you were a little kid, you told us that you wanted to be a girl. And so we took you to the psychologist or to an online forum like this girl. And by the way, whoever gave her that advice is a fucking moron, okay? We're going to take you to an online forum and to a psychologist, and he diagnosed you, and we thought this would be helping you. It's complete bullshit, guys. Let's avoid getting into situations like this again, shall we? Let's speak the truth about what this is. That doesn't mean denying anyone their humanity, but it means recognizing that this is a psychological disorder that needs treatment, not chopping cocks off. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.